What up, y'all? DCFAYGOGUY back again with yet another Blaze Ya Dead Homie review. Today we're taking a look at Gang Rags. This album came out in 2010. This was the first Blaze album that I actually saw drop. I mean, I was a juggalo when I was listening to ICP and Twisted in 2007 when Clockwork Grey dropped, but I had not been listening to Blaze yet. So this is the first album I got to see drop as a Blaze fan, and this actually almost brought the debut of DCFAYGOGUY. Around that time of 2010, I was watching a very well-known juggalo by the name of Jekyll Juggalo, now known as Scary Gary, who is a Carnival Spirits member. Shout out to Carnival Spirits, love you guys. But he actually had been doing unboxings and shit, and I discovered his channel and was watching him. And when I pre-ordered this, of course I was excited to see his unboxing, but it gave me the idea, shit, why don't I give it a shot? So I had this plan, I had a big white priority mail USPS box that I had from a big package I had bought a couple years ago, and I was using it to tote around all my CDs. I had just a couple months before that, several months before that, in January of 2010, I had moved down to Georgia, so I used that box to tote all my fucking CDs with me, and the plan was to basically take that box, put this CD in it, and put it up on a desk and shoot a video of me being like, oh shit, I got a package, look, this thing's so big, and I would open it up and it would be fucking Gang Rags inside. When the moment came down to it, I fucking choked. I just couldn't do it. I felt stupid doing it, so I ended up fucking leaving it to the pro and let Jekyll Juggalo do his thing, and I even commented and told him that. But this album almost brought the debut of DCFAYGOGUY. Obviously, it would be quite a few years after that I would actually come on and start fucking making videos. But this album definitely almost brought it. So, enough rambling on. 2 minutes in and I'm fucking rambling on about myself. Let's take a look at fucking Gang Rags. Now, this album, a lot of juggalos do not like it. And in fact, there's quite a bit of juggalos. I think this album stems to the root of the Violent J hate, more or less, if you want to say that. I guess this album wasn't even the original Gang Rags that was meant to come out, and I guess Violent J had Blaze go back into the studio with him and Mikey Clark, and this is what came out of it, and I guess a lot of juggalos hate that. That's just kind of the vibe I get. Let's take a look at this. This was fucking, to me, this was a fresh album because of what they were doing. It came in 5 different packages. You could get black, you could get blue, you could get green, you could get red, or you could get white. And it would come with a bandana, and to me that was fresh. My box, of course, has seen better days. Like I said, I've moved around. I've been to Georgia, back to Indiana, so it's been along for the ride, and it's showing it. But there's the track listings on here, and there's actually a CD inside, which we're going to go ahead and look at the track listings on this part right here, which are Suspect Loitering, I'm Back, Swine Flu, Dead Man Walking, Riding the Whip featuring Cottonmouth Kings, Dub Sack, which is actually featuring Axe Murder Boys, but it doesn't even state that there, B&E, Damn Bitch, featuring the Dayton Family, Monster Inside, Party featuring ABK, Birthday featuring ICP, Holy Shit, Lights Out, 3 Evil Wizards featuring ABK and Violent J, and Tokyo Spa. Now, like I said, a lot of juggalos didn't like this album, but for me, I actually enjoyed this one quite a bit. I'm Back was a really fucking awesome one. Dead Man Walking, and when it first came out was, whatever. But I've grown to like it a little bit more, seeing Blaze perform it live. B&E was my favorite right off the bat. Damn Bitch isn't a bad song. Monster Inside, I love. Birthday is my shit. I love that. 3 Evil Wizards is fucking awesome. And Tokyo Spa I enjoy. I really get a kick out of that song, especially Shaggy with his fucking, oh, you a big man, where to begin? His fucking China woman voice is fucking awesome. So I don't know why a lot of juggalos didn't care for this album, but I actually enjoyed this one quite a bit. So let's go ahead and pop this open. Now, this is what you got when you got the CD. You got this box, and you pull it out, and wrapped up in the sweet-ass bandana that comes with your CD is the CD itself. And I'll go ahead and show you this bandana real quick. They're pretty fresh. I like them a lot. Of course, I got the black one, as you can tell. But, you know, it says Blaze up in the corners. And then in the center, it fucking says Gang Rags. So it was cool that they did this, man. They went above and beyond with the packaging on this and stuck with the title really well. So there is the CD art, which, as you can tell, is a little bit different than the cardboard outside, you know. And then in here you got a bunch of people wearing different gang rags. You know, the back looks just like the box does. That's why we went ahead and did the track listings there. So let's go ahead and take a look on the inside. There is the CD art, which is pretty sweet. Then you got Blaze there with the track listings and the song credits. And all there is to this book, which is pretty sweet. I don't need nothing too special. Of course, you have, oh wow, this is fucking longer than I was anticipating. You know, it says Gang Rags and it's got all different colors. But then when you flip it over, that's pretty sweet right there. But when you flip it over, then it's got the different colors. The Ice Cold Killers is the blue, the Dollar Domination is the green, the Zombie King is black, which I went with that one, I love it. Redemption Ride is white, and Red Rage is red. So it's kind of like if you only bought one, it was like belonging to a specific crew, I guess. Of course, this came out right before the fucking Juggalo Gang bullshit blew up, so I think that might have turned a lot of people off as well. But I really loved this album a lot. The packaging was amazing. They went above and beyond with it. And the album wasn't bad. You know, I've heard complaints in the past when this came out that there's nothing gangster about this song. Or there's nothing gangster about this album. But just because the name of the album is Gang Rags doesn't necessarily mean it needs to be like gangsta. Because, as I've stated before, one of the things about Psychopathic Ride is I don't listen to them very often because I obviously don't live in a big city that has a lot of gang activity. I'm not into that shit, so not very often do I get into Psychopathic Riders. So, I mean, if Gang Rags was the same way, that would be exactly what goes on there. So, this album was definitely a pleaser for me. I would rate this a very solid 3.5, maybe a 4 out of 5. I enjoyed it that much, while most others did not. So I would definitely pick it up if you are a fan of Blaze, or if you just simply want to add this to your collection. I actually have thought about, if they do another sell, I thought about picking up a new one, and I might go with white, but I don't know yet. I might just have to live with the little bit of damage that this box has. That's not much. It doesn't stay folded shut like I would like. So there you guys go. That is my review for Gang Rags. We got one more review to drop, and then we got the fucking Casket Factory. So definitely stick around. I'll be back with some more reviews. So thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.